first from the unforgiving Australian outback, Genesis!
And Genesis, the third and final member of the former Team Exile that has a match here tonight. And Genesis certainly has a chip on her shoulder. Genesis has been through quite a lot of adversity, losing in the trios tournament, not happy with her team, but she's taken it as a chip on her shoulder, David, and she's here to prove a point. Take a look at the nunchucks.
And the point is that she is ready to dominate WoW Women of Wrestling. She wants a title shot for sure, Nigel.
She definitely wants a title shot, David, but so does her opponent, a former WoW World Champion.
And her opponent from the beautiful country down under, Princess Aussie!
David, we talked about the adversity that Genesis has overcome here in WoW, but I can't think of any member on the WoW roster who's overcome more than Princess Aussie, one of the greatest WoW champions that we've had, David. Princess Aussie is as strong as they come, is as resilient as they come, and she's ready for this matchup, David, because everybody's vying for a shot at the WoW World Championship.
Certainly are, Nigel, and there were some of the youngsters that love watching WoW Women of Wrestling on television here, and boy, their eyes lit up when they saw the former champion Princess Aussie making her way to ringside. Aussie, of course, is a big heroine in the country of Australia, but what's unique is her opponent, Genesis, is also from Australia. We have two Australians in the ring for this main event matchup.
That's a great observation, David, and absolutely true. It shows you can be from the same place, but you can handle your business in two different ways. Genesis has a chip on her shoulder. Princess Aussie has used her adversity to push her forward and focus on a positive manner. Nonetheless, we'll see who wins in this matchup. Referee Julio Rodriguez in charge of the action in our main event match, David.
The main event is underway, fans.
Genesis and Princess Aussie feeling each other out, locking up like two bulls. Princess Aussie, waistlock on Genesis. Genesis, not afraid to bend and break the rules just a little bit, stomping on the foot of Princess Aussie, the former WoW World Champion. And Princess Aussie, as of late, has been in tag team action with Tormenta. But now this is a singles matchup, David, for Princess Aussie.
Well, she and Tormenta make a formidable tag team, as you know, but right now Aussie's going for the gold again.
What a back elbow by the former WoW World Champion. Good enough for a one count, but Genesis is here to prove a point, David. Like I said, she does have a huge chip on her shoulder.
I think Genesis has always had a chip on her shoulder. Even when she was a member of Exile, she mentioned her background, growing up in Australia, going to a private school, feeling like fellow classmates didn't like her, feeling like her mom and dad put her in the private school, and as she said, she's appreciative of that, but she always felt isolated as a kid, and she always felt alone. And so I believe as she became an adult, that isolation, as she's even noted, continued by growing a chip on her shoulder.
That's right, David, and Genesis trying to isolate Princess Aussie for a 3 count. No, just a 2. David, you know, all 3 members, I guess, of the former group Exile have competed here tonight. Neither Ice Cold nor Exodus able to pick up a victory. So what a message it would send once again if Genesis can get the 1, 2, 3 in tonight's main event.
That's very interesting, Nigel. I didn't think about that, but you're exactly right. Genesis would like to be the singled out person from Team Exile to get the victory tonight. I'm sure of that.
And Genesis using that top rope to choke out Princess Aussie, drapes her leg across for extra leverage, and slingshots Princess Aussie to the middle of the ring, clubbing blow to the back. And a leg drop to follow it up by Genesis. Genesis now locking the head of Princess Aussie. An arm right in her. She's got her into leg scissors, David. Goes Genesis.
Aussie's in trouble. She's too far to get to the ropes, though. Referee even noted that if you grab the ropes, I could make the break. Aussie leveraging herself backwards with her strong legs.
And Genesis was also pulling the hair of Princess Aussie. Aussie, though, a resourceful wrestler, a former champion, was able to turn it into a pin attempt, but unfortunately that's all she was able to get. Now the X-choke in the turnbuckle, David.
Well, as Aussie turned and she was holding her chin, it was like a boxer. She sent a message to Genesis with that chin leaning, and Genesis took advantage of it and clobbered it.
Genesis fully charged, goes into the turnbuckle, but Princess Aussie moves out of the way. Princess Aussie, schoolgirl roll-up. Will it be enough? No, Genesis hangs on in this matchup. In our main event, David, Princess Aussie now on fire. The momentum continues to build for the former WOW World Champion, Princess Aussie. And right now, Genesis is reeling.
Kick to the midsection by Aussie to Genesis.
You know, we've talked what a win would be for Genesis, but what a huge message it would send if Princess Aussie picked up the victory here tonight. It could send a message to the Beast. Hey, she could be the next one in line for a WOW World Championship shot.
Aussie would love that, so would Genesis. Both of these competitors would like a shot at the gold.
Princess Aussie now, thrown off by Genesis.
Missed with that kick. Clothesline miss. Full Nelson. Another miss.
And it's just counter for counter in this matchup. We've seen Princess Aussie do that. That's the Dragon Suplex, and it connects, and you have to think that the neck of Genesis in severe pain right now, David. Very risky maneuver. Princess Aussie, middle of the ring. We talk about ring placement. It doesn't get any better than that, but Genesis able to get the shoulder up and kick out of that pin attempt after a very impressive and powerful Dragon Suplex.
Both of these competitors are weary in this main event match.
And we've seen both of these superheroes give it their all, David. Both have something to prove, and both want to prove something here in the main event slot. You make it to the main event slot, David, you want to win that matchup. You want to prove you deserve to be in that matchup, and now the X-choke, a variation of it by Genesis.
Aussie, though, showing some power, some strength, and some resilience here.
And Genesis, ooh, that's the X-breaker from Genesis. And this could be the end of the matchup. She's got the leg hook of Princess Aussie, and Julio Rodriguez says no. Just two. But David, I think that's all Princess Aussie has left in her. How could she have more gas left in the tank? She's unloaded every piece of offense she could possibly think of.
I saw that maneuver where Genesis pulled her back with those feet. There you see it into the back, and Aussie's in trouble as she grimaced and grabbed the back right by the kidneys. All I could think of was Abilene Maverick, who's still in pain after receiving that beat down by the Beast and that big drop from the sky from the Beast that took Abilene out of action and put her in that wheelchair into recovery. Aussie now regaining herself, taking Genesis right down.
Aussie with the angel wing DDT on the 1, 2, 3.
She is holding herself. She is still in pain.
What a massive victory for Princess Aussie. And as I said earlier, David, what a message this sends to the WOW World Champion and to contenders like Penelope Pink, David.